What's up everyone, it's Yambor's new video, fresh morning, fresh reaction, fresh representant at Eurovision, and this one comes from Ireland. Is Emma and her Laika party. I will watch live performance, I will tell you something during. If you will become a member, you will also see the whole reaction during, but of course for all of you I will create a summary after. I will tell some conclusion, maybe some chances, how do I feel it. I must tell you in the beginning, when I was reacting on the song itself in the studio version, first of all, I didn't have any favorite in Ireland. I kind of liked all the songs, some more, some less, depends also on the style and personal preference. But I must say it was a very strong selection. Of course, I didn't see the live performances, though that might be completely a different case, because sometimes studio versions are too perfect and then it doesn't reflect to the real performance. So this is a little bit tricky, but Emmy won. I wasn't fan of the song itself that much because of the style it represents. It's not my thing that much, but still I appreciate the quality. So let's watch the live performance and let's find a conclusion if I like it. If I don't like it, why? The whys are important, and also what are the chances or how I see this do at Eurovision. So, and if you're ready, here we go. Oh, it's loud enough. Okay, it's again in this late night show studio, right? So this is not a perfect representation or presentation. I would be curious about the story behind why she chose this topic, because she's very young, you know, like. Oh my god, about vocally, this is like Ireland. This is maybe our best vocalist in years. Nice also this. Okay, like I can congratulate Emmy on this. First of all, because of course I was adoring a lot of the singing part. This should be a standard at Eurovision in the way that we don't question the skills of artists, they can sing, right? But pitifully at Eurovision, not every artist can really sing their own song, their own 3 minutes. And Emmy didn't hesitate since the very beginning. She put the tone and then she played with it. Of course, the song is not hard in the way it is hard to sing. It's hard to sing the way how she did actually, but it's not the vocal performance thing kind of. And yet she elevated the song with her vocal imprint very much. So I would say this is bravo. Of course, it's not this high voice and so on. This is not about it, but especially in such songs, if the vocal doesn't really fit, it would be extremely disrupting, because she sings basically throughout the whole song without any single stop, and she did it flawlessly. So this is extremely important, so the song can be kept in the standard. Then the song itself, I think at big Eurovision, I don't count this selection because of course by camera dynamics, camera shots, lights, programmed lights, LEDs actually worked a little bit. This guy behind the piano, I think all the choreography, it didn't work out at all in my opinion from the standards of Eurovision. But of course I understand the limitations of the studio and preparations, and I don't know, this is not an easy thing to do. She excelled, but I would suggest some positive critiques, or let's say constructive criticism in here. First of all, it's extremely dynamic song, so you have 2 options for the staging, or more of course, but the limitation, if she needs to focus on the singing that much, which actually I found that she's kind of smoothless for her, she needs to improve how to perform in the way it's also a body language, it's also charisma going through the camera and so on. It's not just a singing contest. As a performer, Eurovision is a complex thing, so it's about staging, and 50% of the staging is the artist, like herself in this case. And she needs to bring the dynamics also a little bit, at least a little bit more. Also the camera angles and camera movements and the dancing part must be much stronger. Also the guy behind the piano must be taken into the game, but it must have a complexity in it that was just a performance in the late night show. So I take it as it is, but I'm pleasantly surprised that first of all, even though in studio version I'm not enjoying the song that much, because this is a style far away from something what I would be liking, realistically speaking, and also enjoying speaking actually. I was enjoying this performance, especially because she has something in her vocal which drags you in the song, and then as a complex thing it kind of works. It needs tweaks, a lot of work to be done, but not on the principles. The song works, she can really sing, so what she can now focus and the team should focus at is how to improve the performance in the way to be really extraordinary, because there is no barrier actually. Now they can experiment because the vocals is there, so they don't need to improve it. The song is there, they don't need to touch it. Only what they need to enhance it visually. And this is a big task to do, but it's much more easier to have such a starting point of creation than really starting from the fact that the artist also needs to learn how to sing, which I think was then you need to mask it. For example, I did it last year with the Bambitak amazingly. They masked everything and you were completely driven into the show crazily. Maybe if the same person will be doing this year, it might be the same, but maybe this is a work for somebody else also, because it's a different kind of music. It's not that narrative driven, it has much more easier approach or dramaturgy. Maybe a different director would be also fit. Maybe Ireland could try to find another star director which who would be able to give it another type of imprint. It's up to them, but I think this has a many potentials, and if I'm speaking about potential and potential chances, I would say that this song is extremely driven for public votes. That's for sure, because it's dancey, enjoyable party. So this is something you would do. I think they need to just give it this visual touch to be really interesting, because on the other hand, this song is nothing special in this genre. It doesn't stand out. It's not a song you will remember. Like, it feels like one of those songs they play in the radio and it's there and you don't know from who it is, you know. That's to be honest. So they need to improve this part, but if they do, the difference between her and other songs might be the fact that she can really deliver. And this is brilliant starting point. What it also she needs to work is how to sell the song herself personally, to be more into it, you know, not just in the singing, but also into it. It needs to be believable. But I think they can cope with it, because as I said, the starting point already is great. This is the most important part, and I think Ireland did a very nice step to qualify, because this is a public voting. And then from jury standpoint, of course, I think from jury standpoint the song is not the greatest song, but I think they can also appreciate the performance of the artist vocally, especially when there will be a competition who would struggle with this part, which might happen. It might very easily happen. So this is already like big pluses for Ireland this year, and I'm very happy that a country who struggled for years to deliver something like valuable, somehow all starting to finding its face, and the Eurovision starting to be a thing, and then it can be very motivational for another artist, and one day they will really find some really stand out, because of course this takes time, and you see how like big leap forward they already did in just second year after the big success. So, or the first year actually after the big success. So let's hope that this will have a continuation. Of course, Emmy needs to get to the finals. I think this is the most important, but they already did a good step forward towards this goal, and I wish them all the luck. But write me in the comments below, what do you think about what I just said? And also don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and if you want to see the whole performance, and if you want to support me, become a member. It would help me, it will help my creation, and also I can give you more of those, let's say, professional standpoints of views, which you might enjoy amazingly well. At least I hope. Laika speaking. Bye.